Yeah, you when you're hungry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to. I'm on a keto diet. I'm trying not to eat any extra
job.
sugar.
We'll give you the golden meat today. All right.
Say what?
I'm talking.
Yeah, I want the golden meat.
What?
I'm saying he's on his best behavior. We might give him the golden meat.
Nah.
The golden meme?
You're not getting the golden ham bone. Fuck you. Wow.
That's mine.
Oh yeah, you haven't been here
golden
for
ham
2
bone?
episodes, right?
Oh yeah, we give out the golden meat now.
MVP of the 3 episodes gets the golden meat.
I feel like it should be called the golden ham bone. Calling it the
Ham
meat
bone?
is too generic.
Golden ham.
Golden
Oh,
ham?
yeah.
I don't know.
I like ham
I
bone more than
understand.
ham.
Yeah,
I
but
like
it's
ham
pretty
bone
long.
more.
Golden ham bone. It used to be shorter.
I don't know, man. I like it. Golden ham bone rolls off the tongue.
Nah, I like golden meat.
The golden
No,
ham bone.
golden meat's too generic
Yeah,
and
but he
plain.
doesn't specify when he wants meat. What type of meat he wants. He just says meat.
Right, but 9 times out of 10, what they pull out is a big ass ham bone.
Right, but the ham bone is so long. The golden HB. KB.
No, that's stupid. That's just stupid, Jordy. Why would you even say that? What's wrong with you?
Leave me alone.
This quarantine's fuck with you, huh, isn't it?
This is what the quarantine's doing to us. I mean, we already started a podcast. It can't really do much more to us.
I mean, we started this before the quarantine.
No, I know.
It was right there.
Golden meat is the way it's going for now. All right, don't at me.
All right, so the Pablo shoe stew is spoken, I guess.
Golden ham bone. What kind of names?
Nah, we do it.
Can we call it
Golden ham
bat?
bone is way cooler than
I'm
golden
thinking
meat.
of
Just
ham
say
bat. They use it as a bat sometimes.
golden ham bad. Well, no, your only reason for disliking ham bone was that they were talking about generic meat. What's different with ham bad?
It sounds cooler than ham bone.
But that ham bat's not a
it's-
thing.
Ham bat's a thing, and
Yeah,
don't
it's a
starve,
ham
and
bat.
that's it.
No, you remember in Z? He uses a ham bat.
What?
Can someone explain to me what is the purpose of this goddamn golden ham?
The gold ham is what we award to the
All right.
our favorite
We're
character
gonna vote
of
on what
the week.
to reward people, okay?
Okay, one person at a time explain it. Now, what was that, Christian? Because
The
you
gold,
said you gave me an answer.
the gold ham bone is what is the award we give to our favorite character of the week, or the one we thought had most impact, or the one we like to meme that week.
Mhm,
Either way,
Mm.
it's the character of the week. To
Mhm.
give it an actual title,
Yeah, right.
yes, of the 3 episodes.
And I'm adding a second caveat to this one. We are now doing
Oh.
a most memorable quote of the week.
Coat.
Memorable coat.
Quotation.
quote.
Best line.
Well, I mean, I feel like you should tell us this beforehand, not just
No,
spring.
I'm giving you.
Yeah, I would
I'm
have
giving
paid
you
attention a little
Yeah, I
more.
would have
No,
heard
no. I'm giving you options this time so you can get an example, sort of how this goes.
Uh-huh.
And the next week you can come with 3 with your own. Don't come in with like
So we're
40,
not
though.
doing
One
a
or
quote
two.
this week.
Yeah, I got the 3 options this week. Just 3.
I think I actually have a favorite for this week. to be
So
honest.
so you found 3 quotes, and
Mhm.
we're gonna vote on.
Mhm.
All right,
Mhm.
fine. I
Mhm.
can deal with that.
For this week, for now. And you
Got
got
it.
good ones next week. Bring them in next week.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
But don't
Got
bring in like 40. All right, give me
Right.
2 golden ones. We need
Yeah,
Right.
like each one of us gets like 1, maybe 2 if we're really feeling it.
maybe. All right, this week we're doing episode 17 to 19.
Yeah,
Correct.
17, 18, and 19. 17
doing-
is it's the end of the Sierra Village arc. 18 is it starts with actual
Filler.
canon, and then it is a little bit of filler in there with the Gaimon and his adventures of
We
trying to
go-
find his treasure at the top of a mountain.
We
And
go
then
from-
episode
from-
19 is Zoro backstory.
We go from sad to filler to sad.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I like
It's a
episode
sad
18. It's good
sandwich.
stuff. It's a
I mean,
sad
it's
sandwich.
stuff.
It's a
It's stuff,
sad
all right.
Man. All right. Well, so episode 17, we open up, and it's where Kuro and Luffy left off at their fight, and Kuro just got done, zipping through time, doing his thing, and he's taunting Luffy again, and they're still just kind of like bickering back and forth, whatever. And then he gets ready to do another one of his little attacks, and Luffy's like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. I can see you now. He grabs him by the ankle, and when he does,
Wait, hold on. I have a question before you get to that part. Did anyone else hear the sound effect for the when like Kuro like teleports behind him?
I did not
I
pay
heard
attention
a
that
sound effect.
So there's a weird ass sound that plays when like when like he's doing a super fast run thing, he like teleports behind him, and it's like it's almost like the Omayo motion motion moment
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
for them. but it makes us. It's such an awkward sound. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
If they're classy.
I have it.
I've been
Yeah,
noticing
what's the
the show
sound?
that-
Like, go for it.
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Yo, Dylan, edit that in.
I'm not.
Edit in the sound, Dylan.
Making Dylan do that, right?
But like,
Man.
He's too busy.
I have a different thing before all that. Is basically in the first like minute of the of the episode, he gets done. Kuro gets done with a round of Shikushi, and then he's like they're staring at each other, and then Luffy goes, "Your ability has too many wasted movements," and I'm like, what? Why are you suddenly a master of all of a fighting style?
Hey, you don't know. You see
what
Luffy
kind of
following
knowledge
him
do
all the way.
Yeah, no, he was
They were-
analyzing.
they were
He was picking up on
They
what he
were
was
trying to
putting down.
insinuate that Luffy's an
when-
actual fighter, so he knows about the actual fighting techniques. That's why he was like,
I
"You're getting
have to
tired,
see
huh?"
a good example of him using anything other than improvisational moves.
I have a line. I have a line here that says, "This episode, Luffy really straddles the line between thoughtful and goofball because he is both the smartest and the dumbest person in this episode."
Correct.
Yeah, and that's just like shonen trope, like to a T. They have to be like, especially at the early stages, they have to be better than their enemy or whatever.
It's only
And
this
he yells,
episode too.
"My ninja way," right?
Say what?
He then yells at the end, "It's my ninja way."
Yeah, of course, always. He does say he's going to be Pirate King at some point, so just saying.
It is his ninja way.
That is his ninja way. So yeah, through all that nonsense, yeah, it is a little funky, but yeah, Luffy picks up what he's putting down. He grabs his leg, he wraps himself around him. He's like, "You are literally just a fucking failure, and your plans suck." That's what we leave him with. He's just like wrapped around him. Kuro's like, "What the fuck?" It's like, "Yeah, you're a fucking failure."
Why didn't he just stab him or claw at him with the razor?
He
blade on
absolutely
his
could
other
have.
hand?
He
Absolutely could have.
He
No,
could've
he had,
been like, okay, you're gonna hug me. I'll just hug you with knives.
Well,
He had
okay,
his
when he
arm-
was hugged, he was pretty subdued. When
Yeah,
his
he had his
ankle
arm
got
wrapped around.
grabbed,
No,
Okay,
he had him under the armpit.
Hold
He
on,
could have
hold on.
he could have bowed his elbow in.
No, I got this. Brendan, T-pose for me right now.
Great.
no.
Do me a
Perfect
favor.
for an audio podcast.
Then when you do that, I want you to just touch your shoulders without moving your from between your shoulders and your elbows. You can do that. You can reach there. Luffy was wrapped around his shoulders, not like his elbows.
Oh, he had his
which would
arms
prevent
like
it.
wrapped around his whole arm, didn't he? He kept his
No,
fucking arm.
It was
No,
under
it
his armpit.
I mean,
Oh, he was.
the knives
I wasn't
could
going
have
to bring
reached.
it up.
His half his arm wouldn't have been able to fold because if you do it the way Devin said, you can't fold.
There's
your
no.
arm.
You
You can't fold
doesn't
your arms
matter.
without the shoulder moving.
But just because you have someone grabbed around your shoulder doesn't mean you can't move
Okay,
your shoulder.
well, this is what I remembered. I thought he snaked his arms all the way
No.
around
No,
his
he
arm to
doesn't.
the
No, he
edge.
just
He
snaked
really
the shoulder
doesn't.
part.
Oh,
He
okay.
literally
Well,
just
then, yeah, he
grabbed his
totally could have.
shoulder. That's why I was like, why didn't he just like hug him
Rewatch
back?
that, so it'll make sense. The blades themselves could have touched. He could have angled the blades to hit Luffy, but either way, they wouldn't. He wouldn't have been able to done impact. It's just like sort of dangling knives in front of his
But
face.
they're knives. They're sharp. Just drag him
You think
across.
Luffy cares about how sharp a knife is. You see him eat that blade last week.
My man's got a point. Fucking bit that shit down,
Carry on,
and those
carry
things
on.
can cut like an
You gotta
entire forest in a
skip
single
couple
swing.
episodes because I'm a bad host.
Right.
All
keep
right,
going, keep
we're
going.
hanging up. Yeah, we're hanging up on this too much. It's
All
bullshit.
right,
Move on.
so we cut to the forest, and Zoro's about to chase down Django while he's trying to get Kaya, and the Cabbage Patch Kids are like, "No, don't do it. We won't let you." And then Django's like, "Get the fuck off me!" And then he's like, "You're too late, kids." And then Zoro's like, "Oh, you said you would have thought." And then he chops a branch off so that Usopp can get a shot. That was the big plan all along, to give Usopp one last little time to shine, and sniped his ass in the fucking mouth.
I think my favorite part about that little scene was just seeing like Onion and them shove a shovel up of Django's ass.
Yeah,
Like, they literally just
it's hot.
penetrate my dude.
No, dude, the Cabbage Patch Kids have been just memeing the fuck out of these guys since they came back into the fight. They're so fucking stupid. But so after Usopp gets a chance to shoot that dude in the face, we cut back, and Luffy still got Kuro tied down, and you can actually hear all the crew members on Kuro's ship go like, "You can do it, Luffy, whoever the fuck you are, take him down." And then like Luffy's pissed off because they're like, "I don't want any of you fuckers rooting for me. You guys are fucking just as bad as he is." And then Luffy, that's what he decides. All right, this is it. you're dead, kid. And he extends his head back and gongs the fuck out of him right to the gosh dang dome.
Well, he does both at the same time because he rubber bands his head all the way back, yells the scaring the ever loving shit out of him, and then he's a 2-timer. He's thinking ahead now.
Yeah, he's thinking ahead. Oh boy.
God, nice.
Quiet. Hey, you don't get to say nice to that one, right?
Yeah, right.
After
And then
criticize me last week.
so
2 weeks ago.
after he knocks out Kuro, then he looks over at the pirate crew, and the pirate crew are like, "Wait, whoa, fuck, he actually did it. Son of a bitch, the mad lad did it." And he's like, "Yeah, you damn right I did, because I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Yeah, yo, yeah, yo." Oh, that's right. You guys probably don't know the original.
I know that.
I know exactly what it is, but please no.
All right, whatever. And then, so then he's like, "Now, all of you get the fuck out of here. Take this asshole with you." And then, Nami's walking back up from the boat. She stole all their treasure. Luffy just kind of like, he chills out. He collapses a little bit. Assumingly because he actually had a tough battle. It didn't really seem like it. I think he just wanted to fucking chill. And then him and Nami share a little bit of a moment. They were like, Luffy was talking about how he can't stand people like them, doesn't understand how they can even fucking think that way. And then Nami's like, "Bruh, out here, pirates ain't friends. They're ruthless like this." And then Luffy's just like, "Well, they're fucking idiots. Now I want meat." So then we cut back to after they do that, we cut back to Zoro and Usopp over in the forest, and Usopp is just talking with Kaya. Kaya's going like, "Yo, we got to tell everybody," and well, no, Usopp was just saying we got to keep everything a secret. And the Cabbage Patch Kid
comment about the town in this whole scenario.
Sure.
So throughout this whole thing, we've heard countless explosions, right? Just countless.
Countless?
Walls, fucking cannons, if I recall correctly, gunshots, if I
There have been
recall.
no gunshots.
There was no gunshots or cannons.
I do remember there was a gunshot, though.
There have been no gunshots.
Besides, there have been explosions of people being slammed into the fucking wall, right?
There was one time where a goon broke a giant cliff face, but was that loud? I don't know.
Loud a noise. How the fuck did the town that is, according to what we know, 3 miles long, not hear that?
I don't know, dude. I don't know about anything that was really an explosion.
Just keep moving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about all that. The only one that I would say I agree with is like the time that goon broke that cliff face. That was probably kind of loud and obnoxious.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, but I don't know how loud a cliff is supposed to be when you beat it with a fist. I've never seen it done before.
We're arguing pointless things.
Yeah, whatever. So Usopp's telling telling Kaya and the kids, like, "Yeah, we're gonna keep this shit a secret. They don't need to know about it. They're fine. They're living their lives. They're doing good." And then we go into then we see the townspeople, and they're like, "You know what, shit, man, where's our Usopp at, dude? Like, we're kind of missing that kid right about now." They're all, and then you realize that they're all bored out of their fucking minds. They look forward to it every day. You go to like the one guy who chased him up, beat him with a broom, and he's like, "You don't think I was too hard on him, right?" And then the lady who literally called him out was like, "You need to be like Claude or more honest." She's just like, "Yeah, he'll be back."
Wait, was that the same woman?
In no time. It was totally the same woman.
It is the same woman.
And then we cut to Usopp talking to the Cabbage Patch Kids. Like, he's kind of decided after he told everyone he's going to keep it a secret that he's gonna become a pirate and go out on the sea. So he gathers the Cabbage Patch Kids, and they go to the place where they first met. And he's just like, "Guys, this is it. I'm disbanding the Usopp Pirates. I'm going to set out to sea on my own thing." And he proclaims the same shit that his dad said, where he was like, "I must heed the pirate flag's call," whatever. So he's just copying his old man there. I think that was really the only reason for him to spout that kind of nonsense. And then they go into a little dream sequence of Usopp and the Cabbage Patch Kids meeting, and kids are all sad. Kids are like, "No, don't talk about all this shit. We hate it. We don't want to say bye." And then they talk about what their aspirations are going to be, and then Usopp does it. We're officially disbanded, folks.
You want to be a carpenter, a tavern man, and a writer.
A carpenter and a writer.
Yeah, I don't remember what they actually wanted to do. I was too busy writing
One wanted
notes.
to have the best pub. One wanted to be the best master carpenter, and wanted to be a writer.
Onion wanted to be the writer.
Onion wanted to be the writer.
Onion.
Of course, gotta be glasses. Gotta be a writer.
Fucking
You need the website.
racist, dude. Then we cut over to Luffy and Co. in that same restaurant where they were eating before, and Kaya meets up with them, and she tells them that she has a present for everybody, and they're all like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Presents are sweet!" And then we cut over to Usopp, who's picking up all of his shit in his little house, and I just want to say, this dude packs literally everything and the kitchen sink. I don't know why that backpack had to be that fucking big, because he literally wears like one outfit all the fucking time, but whatever.
I'm more concerned about the structure of his house.
Especially when he rips the front off.
Yeah, is it made out of like balsa wood? Like, no wonder pirates are made
he probably made it himself. I mean, it's implied that.
Well, no, that's the house that they were living in the flashback later.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that is.
So what the fuck kind of living did they have before? If a wind blows out or like a storm comes by, does it like?
Man, they're fucking poor. What do you want, dude? That's all they had. This man's just fucking. This man's fucking status shaming.
I don't think Usopp's that strong. Drywall and 2x4.
He's comedy really strong, right? Comedy strong is pretty strong.
I think I think we're watching an anime, and that it doesn't matter.
It matters to me.
It's comedic relief, is what it is for all the serious shit that's been going on in the episode. He rolls down a hill like 8 miles, for God's sake, afterwards.
Yeah, so he leaves his house with his giant ass backpack, and as he's trying to get out the door, the backpack doesn't fit. And as he breaks out the front door, he starts rolling down the hill, and we're left with Usopp as he's rolling to fucking Timbuktu or where the fuck he's going. We cut back to Luffy and Co. And we're introduced with the Going Merry, or the Merry-Go, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Man, what a rush!
The Going Merry, the ship, baby.
Yeah, get all the future flashbacks.
Which, mind you, when did the Goat Man have time to build that?
No, he didn't build it.
He didn't.
Yeah, they just had it.
He just designed
it. He designed it, but they had the boat. It was in the family.
But why?
What do you mean?
Why not?
They live on an island.
Yeah, it's one of those
literally.
boats.
It's a universe of islands. What the fuck do you mean? Why?
It's one of those things where they go, "Hey, let's go sailing, family," and then they get on that nice boat, and then they go.
They're the rich people on a random fucking island. Of course, they have a fucking boat. Fucking yachts and shit like that. Anyway, so after we get the Going Merry, and I just want to say Luffy definitely had it right when he sniffed out the rich bitch with the boat. Bitch had a boat. Just saying, bitch had a boat.
All they had to do was save the city.
All they had to do was save that city, baby. And then Usopp literally rolls up from down the hill or whatever, and catches up with Zoro and Luffy, and they catch him, and Usopp's like, "Thanks, fam." Yeah, they're just like, "No problem, dude." And
the face,
they literally just like put their foot up or their hand. I don't know what they did, but yeah, they like kind of punched his face in or whatever, and he was like, "Thanks, guys." And they're like, "Yeah, no problem." And then Usopp breaks away with Kaya for a quick sec so that Usopp can say goodbye to Kaya and all that. And then they're sharing their little moment, and Usopp's saying like, by the time you see me again, I'll have adventures that sound more like lies to my old lies. I really like that lie too, because his whole fucking bit is always about lying and shit. And then after Kaya and Usopp say goodbye or whatever, Usopp's like, "I know you don't want me to leave, but I'm leaving anyway." And Kaya's like, "I know, you gotta do it." And then he looks up to Luffy. He's like, "And I hope I see you out there too." And Luffy's like, "Fuck you, kid. You're on this ship now. I said so. Get the fuck over here.
I own you. Get on the boat.
I own your ass." And then Usopp realizes, wait a minute. This is it. I'm a pirate captain. And no, you're not the captain, Usopp. But you are the protagonist. I decree. So then, Luffy and their new Usopp. No one knows if they wanted it.
Usopp?
The new Usopp, I said.
Oh, I thought you said new Usopp, like a pun.
All the Straw Hats head out off the island, and they all do their thing. And then we cut back to Kaya and Mary. And then Mary's like, "Yeah, you didn't want that asshole to leave, did you?" And she's like, "Of course I didn't want him to fucking leave." And then we get the Usopp backstory, because Mary knows about his upbringing, or at least about his mom and his dad a little bit.
Yeah, he asked
Kaya
around
does
the villagers.
Yeah, he knows what went down, and you find out that the reason why Usopp was always running around talking about pirates are coming was to try to cheer his mom up when she was sick, because he would hope that as soon as if his mom heard him say that pirates were here, maybe she actually think that that her husband, his dad, would come by or was coming by or whatever. The Shanks crew came through, and my boy, dude, he's just trying to make people happy with his shit. All right, what a nice guy. And something that really caught my attention on this watch through, remember when I said that all of his lies like eventually become true? Something I noticed he said was he explicitly said that he found like the disease that cures all diseases or something like that. And I'm like, bruh, what? And I'm gonna make a mental note of that for like way, way, way down the line because that hasn't come true yet. That there's a disease or that there's a cure to cure all diseases yet.
And
but
Chopper.
Yo, hey, chill out. We ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. But I made a mental note of that. I want that to be on the record. And then you just find out that Usopp he just wants his family, man. So when he set up his Usopp pirates after his mom died, he was fucking lonely. He didn't know what he was going to be fucking doing. And suddenly he was like, you know what? I'm just going to start doing what I do. I got these goons. We're going to do goon shit. And Mary tries to inspire Kaya, saying like, he lived his life with all these lies and shit to make other people happy, and he explicitly wanted you to be happier because he understood what you were going through when you lost your parents, because he lost his parents, and you gotta become a better person out of this. All right, you gotta come out, you gotta rise from the ashes or whatever. And then she's like, you know what? You're right, kid. I'm gonna become a doctor. I'm gonna be a doctor. And then we cut to the Cabbage Patch Kids who are running around the town. They decide that they're gonna become the new liars for the village. And that's all of episode 17. Basically just all falling action for us.
The tears coming down everybody's faces watching that episode.
Man, I love that episode. It's good shit. All right, then we get to episode 18. Which I knew was going to be. I enjoyed
it. I enjoyed
every moment of it.
I don't understand why, but okay.
It serves no purpose.
It makes Luffy look like a good guy another time that we don't need, and I don't care.
Exactly.
Wow.
I did not care about this
maybe the first time around you wouldn't care, but like,
all right,
it's a lot.
All I'm gonna say is
it wasn't anything. It was just
we will be skipping unnecessary fillers that are like entire arcs. But these little episodes, I personally plan on encouraging us to watch most of them, because this series predominantly, first and foremost, is about understanding the Straw Hat crew and their adventures. And these are some of the stupid little tales, these one-off episodes where we get to see kind of what they do and we get to have fun with their personalities. So.
They didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't do anything important, but it was nothing but gags. It was nothing but gags and like a little fucking story for you. Why does everything need to matter?
I mean, why does everything matter? But at least make it entertaining. There was nothing entertaining about it.
I don't know about all that, Chief.
We literally just got, quote, spooked by a bunch of mismatched animals, a guy in a fucking chest, and he climbs the fucking wall. A plateau, mind you, not a mountain.
I like the guy in the chest. He's a nice guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's just boring as shit.
I don't know about all that, Chief. But anyway, so we start episode 18 with Usopp playing a bit of a little bit where he's like, I'm fighting off the enemy or whatever. And then the rest of everyone else is just sticking around doing whatever.
I realized how early on in the series they made these small little inputs of someone doing something stupid and everybody just chilling, ignoring them.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
With him. Later on,
as soon as they get a ship, it's nothing but gas.
Later on, more goons join people in their stupidity.
But so yeah, they're all doing their own thing. Nami's like sunbathing or some shit, looking at a map, and then Zoro's taking a nap as he always does. And then Luffy is attempting to make a new mark for the ship, and after he gets done painting it, he shows it off to the crew, and it's the best goddamn mark on the goddamn universe. It was so good that Usopp he was jealous, so he made his own first. So yeah, but all jokes aside. Man. So after Luffy makes his shitty mark, then Usopp's like, "Bruh, I don't know, dude. That looks pretty bad."
He's like,
but lucky for you,
me to do it. I've been doing
but
it
lucky for
years.
you, I'm an artist. I like to draw, which is one of those little things. Every single character you'll find out have like these little personality traits outside of their role in the ship. And that's something for Usopp. He likes to draw. He's an artist. So yeah, he takes on the mantle of making the mark for the Straw Hats, and he starts by making one for himself because he's the captain until he gets knocked in the head, and then he makes the good one, the one that we all know and love, the one with a little skull and crossbone Jolly Roger with a little straw hat on it.
From the rest of them, this one's got more of a jawline skull.
Oh yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And that's what we love. That's what we love about it. And then we got bad weather rolling in out of nowhere, and Nami's like, "Oh, wait a minute! I know what that island is. It's Treasure Island." And so after then Luffy and Usopp? Well, Usopp was like, "Oh, I even know what that is. There's a bunch of treasure there." And Luffy's like, "Dude, bro, really? Bet. Let's go." And then they find their way onto the shore, and Nami's just talking about the treasure. She's got like a map. She's like, "Yeah, I think it's over there, whatever." And they're talking about island curses, like people were waking up with boars' heads, and their mustaches are strangling them and killing them. And then Zoro's like, "You know what? I sleep. I'm tired of all this shit." And then we start seeing all these random ass animals come out of nowhere, and I'm seeing the bunny snake, the rooster dog, and something that caught my attention. You guys are gonna hate this, but the panda bat. I'm just saying, panda bat, panda, China, bad.
Stop! Oh my god!
Oda called Corona, dude. So I'm just saying, the panda bat's out here, dude. After all this time, you called that shit back in 2002 or whatever the fuck this came out at.
Didn't you call it like the 90s?
This
like literally 99, was it?
Yeah. I think the anime was in 99, so I think the chapter probably came out like 97 or 6 or something. But then we got where did I leave off at? Oh, then they start hearing the voice of God or whatever. There's a guy who's saying like, "I am God. These animals were people until I turned them into what you see before you. If you're pirates, then just fucking leave, because otherwise I'll do it to you too." And then Nami's like, "The fuck?" And then they were talking about Luffy and his devil fruit, and then dude was like, "There's no way you have a fucking devil fruit. I heard about those when I was a pirate. That's bullshit." And Nami's like, "The fuck, you idiot. There's no way we believe you.
When you were a pirate, huh?
You fucking idiot." And then he's like, "Oh shit, I've been found out." And the traps start going off. They start flying everywhere. It's a massacre. No, everyone's fine. And then Luffy finds this little fucking shrub in the middle of nowhere. He's like, "The fuck? I think that thing's alive." And then it starts running away. Luffy chases his ass down. So Luffy eventually catches up with it. We find out that he's a little dude. He's with a giant green afro. His name's Gaimon. And he's been stranded for a while. He's just been kind of on the deserted island for like 30 years, I think.
20 years. Like that.
20 years.
Yeah.
And then I found it odd. It cuts to Usopp, and Usopp is like doing this bit where he's just like taking a drink, and then he's like, "So how's it going, dude? Like, what brought you here?" I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then Zoro finally catches up.
Dude. Like, it came out of nowhere.
I don't know why they had to do it, but they literally the only reason it existed was to give Zoro the opportunity to do the same fucking bit, like 2 minutes later.
It's a billion times funnier because
it's one of the only things I enjoyed about this episode, to be honest.
They took the time to animate, put sound on it, color it. So stupid.
Takes a little sip, and he's like, "So wow, you've been stranded on this island, huh? That must have been rough." Zoro comes out of nowhere, takes the cup from Usopp. He's like, takes a drink. He looks down and he's like, "Holy fuck, it's a Jack in the Box." I think that's the second time they made that joke too. But so they're all just making fun of poor fucking Gaimon at his expense.
And like clockwork, he has the same response.
Yeah, it's like, "I'm not." Yeah, he starts explaining that he's not a Jack in the Box. He's whatever. And he's like, "Wait a minute, I've already told you all this shit."
That's where the dub and the sub.
It's a sheltered son.
Yeah.
The sub says like a joke similar to shelter. Are you a sheltered child? And it's like, "Yes, I grew up a sheltered." "No, I'm not a child." Like he gets angry every single time, but it's a sheltered child instead of a Jack in the Box.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's some joke liberties in there, or whatever. So we either way, he's repeating himself, and he cuts himself off being mad. Whatever. I don't really care. But so then we find out that, then Zoro and Luffy try to like peel him apart from the box, and then he's like, "Nah, dude, you fools! I've like merged with this fucking thing. This is a part of my body." And then Luffy's like, "Oh, okay, sorry, fam." And then for some reason he starts talking about Pirate King. I don't really know what brought the conversation there. And then Gaimon's like, "Wait, what the fuck? You're gonna be the Pirate King?" And then he's like, "You're just like me. you even look like me. And I was like, I don't know about all that, Chief, but all right, go ahead. I guess you do you. And then he starts talking about the Grand Line and the One Piece, and he really likes Luffy's attitude. So he starts talking about his whole fucking life story. And then Nami, like, even tried to stop me. He was like, well, wait a minute. Like, just hold on there, Pam. And then he just fucking ignores her and keeps rammering on about, like, doing all this, like, talking about his shit. And then we get the actual backstory of what brought Gaimon into his current situation.
It was one skinny dude.
His little chest man. Yeah, he's a skinny little dude with basically the exact same jawline, but regardless, he did not have the afro back then. And so when they got him and his crew found their way onto the island, and they were looking for the treasure, whatever. Eventually, they got tired of looking for it, so they were about to fucking dip and leave. And then he got the bright idea, wait a minute, we didn't look on top of that cliff. Maybe it's up there. So he goes up there to check it, and he looks just over the edge, and he's like, holy shit, there's like 6 treasure boxes up here. We're fucking rich. And he's like, guys, I found it. And then he slips, and he lets his thing go. And then for some reason, there's an empty treasure box at the bottom. That he fucking lands in, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, this is fine. I guess like this is an okay like what happened to the guy, but for him to look like he does now, like did he just like lose his spine and like every other bone in his body in order to fit in that fucking thing for as long as he has?
He probably did break
he didn't just get compressed. He like fucking lost a body. This man's out here looking like Mini Buggy in his fucking chest, all right? Like, god damn it.
The real question is, why was the treasure chest missing a bottom?
I guess he like broke through it.
He broke through it.
Yeah. Was that even like an animated thing? Did he like stuck his legs through or something like that?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he crawled to go to the crew, but the crew already left.
Yeah. He like broke his legs through, and then he started walking over to the shore.
The reason why that they left in the first place was because all the treasure chests they did find was empty.
Yeah.
That's the reason why there was the empty box in the first place on the very bottom of it.
And then after Nami hears the life story, she's like, you know what? I do. Well, we can go get your treasure. We'll bring it down to you. And then everyone's like, wait a minute, the fuck, Nami? Are you okay? Like you're willing to give him the treasure? And then she's like, hey, I'm not that heartless. This poor guy's been waiting for 20 years to see this gosh dang thing. Well, we can get it for him. And everyone's like, all right, cool, whatever. So let's go to the mountains. So they cut over to the mountain, and Gaimon's pointing up. He's like, yeah, it's all the way up there. Go get it. And then Luffy's like, all right, you got it, fam. And does his little rocket thing. And as soon as Luffy gets up there, he's like, oh, I see 6 treasure boxes. And Gaimon's like, yeah, that's it. And after Luffy cuts out for a few seconds, he comes back over to the edge of the cliff with 1 treasure box in hand, and he's just like, all right, I got it right here. And then Gaimon's like, let me see, bring it down. And then Luffy's like, nah, this is mine. I'm a pirate, you see. We take this shit. And fucking Usopp and Nami are pissed off. They're like, what do you mean? Why are you being such a jackass about this? Give him this goddamn treasure. And Gaimon's like, even like really before that could get played out, he's just like, nah, I know what's going on. He already knew from the second that Luffy tried to be a dick, because he could see right through his character from the moment he met him. He realizes that Luffy's just trying to be a nice guy, and there is no treasure in any of the boxes. So poor guy's literally just been sitting on an island stranded, half a man, for 20 years for essentially nothing. But we come to terms with it. Whatever. He has a stiff upper lip over it.
Pretty good moment. He's like, aren't you lucky we came here at year 20 and now year 50? You would have been dead.
Yeah. Luffy even like tries to perk him up. He's like, at the very least, even though all this shit's empty, better that you found out now than in another 20 fucking years. And he's just like, you know what? You're right. Look on the bright side. And then after they're all about to say their goodbyes or whatever, they're like, hey, thanks for coming by. Luffy's even like, oh, you should join us. And he's like, nah, I'm good here, dude. I found something better than treasure. I found a family with his weird ass fucking animals and Corona bad. And then they're all just like, all right, well,
furry
man, you do you, man. You enjoy yourself. And then he's just like, thanks, guys. Nice to meet you. Y'all are good people. And then they cut away.
There's a bit there where they asked him to join the crew, and then I just thought about like, how different would this story have played? I like imagine all the plot lines being different because it's a guy.
Because Gaimon's on the crew.
Because Gaimon's on the crew. How did you fight CP9 in that?
I can't even imagine like what they would do in like half these fucking arcs. Could you imagine like what Skypiea would have been like? I don't know. I just think everything would be really fucking dumb.
Yeah, the thought came to my head. I said, "This is stupid."
we're glad that he's not a part of the crew. Sorry, I love you, Gaimon, but you're not good television. And so that ends all of 18, and then we pretty much just move directly on into 19.
Get to the oof.
And then we get
the oof story.
We get to the
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude.
thought this
I
was gonna
actually,
be
I mean,
here.
I
I
knew it
forgot
was
about
coming.
this.
I guess I just kind of forgot when it was coming up to. I thought it was a little bit later, I guess, but I don't know why. So yeah, we start at the top of episode 19 where the crew's just chilling on the ship. Luffy comes up from the bottom of the ship with some cannonballs. He's like, dudes, guys, I found some fucking cannonballs. We got a cannon. Let's practice firing the goddamn cannon. And I'm like, that sounds like a great idea. We gotta practice that shit. But they're getting chased by the Marines or something. They gotta fight back, do whatever. You got ship battles, baby, ship battles. And while they're kind of talking about, practicing their shooting or whatever, the camera cuts over to Zoro, who's taking a nap, and we go through his little dream sequence of figuring out his whole backstory. So we start with Zoro in his presumably his hometown or a town that he just came across when he was like an 8-year-old or whatever.
I pretty much think he just walked upon it.
I think he literally just like showed up and was like, yeah,
just
I heard your dojo was good, so I came here. Or
Why
something
is he Southern all of
He
a
went,
sudden?
he went a very roundabout
because
way
we're
to
in the
ask to join.
South. I don't know. He's not there. Whatever.
Zoro went a really, really roundabout way. Still stubborn. He didn't want to ask to join, so he said, "I'll challenge you, and if I lose,
Yeah. So he shows up and he challenges the dojo dude. Dojo dude is like, absolutely. What are the terms? And then Zoro's like, well, if I win, I get this whole fucking place. And then he's like, oh, okay. Well, what do I get if I win? And he's like, I'll be your student. Whatever.
This
I'm
is
like,
a
yeah,
win-win for the man.
that's a fair trade right there.
That's like definitely what anybody else would do. They would join the place.
Yeah, right. And then it's like, I mean, Dojo
It's actually
dude
a
is
very
just
great
like,
theme in a lot of Asian, cinema.
oh yeah, of course. No, there's a reason why it's a trope because I mean, Zoro is supposed to be like the samurai background. They all have like their personalities and their ethnicities are supposed to have like what's it called, inspiration or whatever. I think Nami's
Wait,
like
what fucking ethnicity is Usopp?
African. So yeah, they say like we're gonna duke it out. I challenge you to this dojo. If I win, I get it. If I lose, I'll become your student. And then the dojo guy's like, all right, sure, no problem. But I'm gonna pick your challenger. And then Zoro's like, the fuck? And then he's like, Kuina, come on out. And then we get introduced to a little samurai chick. Her name's Kuina, a little older than Zoro. And dojo dude at this point is just like, this is gonna be your challenger, and go ahead and fight. And then Zoro's like, that's fine. I'll be able to beat her ass easy. She's a fucking girl. I could do this with my eyes closed. And after they
I love
get
the
ready.
fact how, one second, before we jump onto that, he grabs like 30 fucking swords.
No, yeah, I was
This
just
is
about
the
to
next
say
scene.
this
This
is
is the next scene.
Yeah, this is, and I have the same note too. So when they get to the battle arena, fucking Zoro goes like, first he comes out strong with the patented 20 sword style, fucking like 10 swords in
Yeah.
each hand and like 3 in the mouth or whatever.
Read his mouth.
So he's coming out hard.
I mean,
as
this
shit.
shows clearly he's never held a sword.
His
Yeah.
strategy and why he
Right.
keeps putting swords in his mouth. Like, what is the strategy? I don't understand.
I guess okay. So I mean, anime logic aside, his strategy is that if you're adept enough, having a third sword in your mouth means that you basically have 3 arms. Why does anyone use 2 swords? So that they have the dexterity of being able to swing with a second blade. Well, if he has a third one and he's adept with it, it's like he has 3 arms to swing with, and that makes it harder for his enemies to keep up with
Two-sword
it.
Fighting makes sense. You could actually deflect it.
He's fighting with 3
properly.
swords, man. I don't even know why you're questioning
Oh my
this.
god, this is
Because I
literally
have
anime logic. 3
You
sword
gonna
style
hate on
fucking
Killer
sweet.
B for fighting with 7 swords?
I mean, but he does it cool.
No, shut up.
Oh my
Let's
god.
get out.
Insurance.
Get out.
Oh my, yeah, wait, yeah. B literally has like 7 that he puts between his fucking legs.
And he juggles them.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
You know, he puts 8, not 7.
Yeah, whatever it is.
All right. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked again. So after they start their duel, the dojo guy's like, "All right, fight!" And then Kuina just comes up with the big thwack right at the start. Fucking thwacks him good. And then when Zoro realizes, okay, wait a minute, all right, you're pretty good at this. All right, I'll take you seriously. He drops all of his extra swords and he sticks with just his 2. But even with just his 2, he gets thwacked again. And he gets his ass beat by Kuina. So she's actually really good. We find out that she's the dojo dude's daughter, and when she taunts Zoro too, like after beating him, she was like, "Man, dude, you're too young to use the two sword style." And honestly, that's really what encourages him to like train like a goddamn like a mad dog to be like, "Well, fuck you, I'm gonna use two anyway because I do whatever the fuck I want."
For motivation.
Yeah, dude. The only
His
reason
training montages were so interesting. Just watching
Yeah,
him,
no,
like the logic of like, okay, I'm gonna stand at this little fountain with like a little river and just hold a boulder with my teeth.
He's gaining strength.
he's gaining strength. He's getting his dexterity up.
Training
dude.
for the
What
mouth sword, man.
Besides his
Training for
neck
that
and
mouth.
jaw, what purpose does that boulder serve?
He helps his footing.
It gets jaw muscles and
That's right.
Right.
Doesn't
Why do people get their nuts kicked so that they can come back stronger, dude? Come on.
That's not why they get kicked in the nuts. They get trained to ignore the pain. It still fucking
No,
hurts.
it literally breaks down the whatever
No, it
in their
doesn't.
fucking nuts,
I've
and it
done
comes,
it.
literally
No, it
builds
doesn't.
that stronger. Look it
No.
the fuck up. Yes, I know this is a thing.
I've done it. No, it doesn't.
Why? Okay.
What?
Let's skip through this. Let's skip all
I
this.
practiced those arts. It doesn't.
Oh
It
yeah, when
doesn't
was
do
that,
it.
big guy? Come on, I think you're a little past your prime on that one.
No, I've done that shit before. That was literally a training thing that I had to do to get black belt. That's what I had to learn to do. It fucking hurts. It doesn't do anything. All you're doing is learning to ignore the pain.
Here-
All right,
And to
when
fight
this is
through.
done, I'm literally
It has
going to give you
nothing
the
to do
article
with
that I'm
building
talking
up
about.
fibers.
It's
It does
an anime.
nothing.
I will
It's
literally
anime.
show you. Anyway, we're moving on.
Devin,
So,
Devin, well, you know, Devin, next time you have a criticism, think, am I watching a documentary or am I watching anime?
I'm aware, but the thing is, you bring up the point, I'm going to argue it.
Anime
I
logic,
didn't
man.
bring up the
No
kick
one
in
brought
the
it. You
nuts.
brought it up.
You're
brought
the
up
one
the
that brought up the fucking kick in the... Dylan, run the tapes back.
You brought up the training in the first place.
I brought up training, but I didn't bring up
Yes!
fucking kicking in the nuts. That was Brendan that brought that shit up. I'm the one that argued against it, saying it doesn't make any
All
fucking
right,
sense.
all right.
Right.
Keep going.
Jordy's-
I'll get back to that one outside the
going.
podcast. All right, just fucking chill your.
It was pretty
Anyway.
funny.
You chill your fucking roll.
Anyway, we're moving on. Holy shit. So after we get back, so Zoro decides that he's going to become a student only because he wants to beat Kuina after he got his ass kicked. We go through the training montage, and Zoro's moving up the ladder. He's beating some big guys in the dojo. He's beating the older guys, like not just the students, and unfortunately loses to Kuina again. And after he takes that big fat L, he takes it a lot better than he did the first time, because the first time he fucking screamed and moaned, got pissy, and the dojo dad is recognizing that Zoro's getting a little bit more mature with his losses, even though he still hasn't beaten Kuina. I think that after he lost to Kuina, it was mentioned that she now has 2,000 wins or whatever. And he's like, man, fuck this shit. So he goes outside, and then he just starts, getting pissy, and he's like, I'm gonna be the strongest swordsman in the world. I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna beat this Kuina bitch. And then Kuina overhears everything. She's like, I don't know, whatever. You do."
All right, kid.
Yeah, all right, kid.
Okay,
then-
Zoomer.
Okay, Zoomer. Facts. So we cut to nighttime in the dojo, and Dojo Dad is having a meeting with some random guy talking about like the future of the dojo as a whole. And that's when he's talking to the dude and saying like, well, I can't really trust Kuina with the legacy of the dojo because she's a woman. And then Kuina like opens up the doors like, the fuck? What do you mean?
Yep,
I'm the
yep.
best fucking person in this goddamn place. And he's just like, yeah, but you're a woman, and you'll never be the best in this dojo as long as you're a
Yeah,
woman.
he said
And it's-
there's a wall that
there's a
women's
wall that
voice
you
has
can't.
to get through.
Girls martial arts can't compare to. Men eventually will be stronger, is what it was.
Yeah, and it's like I mean that's harsh, especially considering like that's your kid, dude. Like you're supposed to be what the fuck, Dojo Dad? Why are you doing this? You got to be inspiring your kids to be better than what they can be. Like what the fuck, dude? I mean, I get it's like a Japanese custom or whatever to say
Yeah,
like
this is very traditional shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very traditional.
I get it. It's still especially like now like in this day and age that wouldn't fly in a lot. In the U.S. at least, that's just fucked up. But it is what it is. Yeah, it cut her really deep. So she goes and cries. She runs away, goes out into the fields and Zoro finds her, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna challenge you again, but this time I want to use real swords. And she's just
This
like,
is this was one intense fight.
bet. And she agrees. So what she does is she goes back to the dojo because she's in a mood. She's like, fine, I'm going to fucking do this. I don't give a shit. I'm going to beat this kid's ass. And she grabs the Wado Ichimoji, which is her personal sword, presumably given to her by her father. and it is a well-known sword in the universe. We won't know about that for a little bit, but she goes and grabs it, and Zoro comes back. He just has 2 random fucking blades that he probably found, and they start fucking dueling. And Kuina makes a note as Zoro's fighting. Say what?
That was a really good. That was a good fight.
Oh no, yeah, I love that little fight that they had. It's
I got
one of
a
the
question about the sword.
Sure.
So I'm assuming obviously it's a family heirloom, essentially.
Presumably.
Presumably, is that the sword he puts in his mouth later? Because I know he gets the sword.
Yep.
Yes.
It absolutely is.
Yep. It's the one he always puts in his mouth.
It is the one he always has in his mouth, and is the only one he ever puts in his mouth. Well, unless he doesn't have his normal sword. But if he does have his swords, it is the one that's in his mouth.
That's why.
Yeah. And so then they're dueling, they're doing their thing, and Kuina makes a note when they're in the middle of fighting. Kuina's like, she's taking it like a champ. She's fine, but obviously she's like probably practiced with real swords once in a while, and she's only got one, and Zoro's but 4 or 5 years younger than her and trying to use 2, and he's tired as fuck. She makes a note of it. She's like, yeah, real swords are a lot heavier than those bamboo sticks, aren't they? And he's just like, shut up, whatever. And they finish the duel. Kuina takes him down, knocks him to the ground, and does the patented sort of like, I obviously win, but I'm just going to stab the ground next to you to prove that I don't have to kill you or whatever. And she taunts him, says like, that's win 2001, kid. You suck dick. And Zoro starts crying like a kid, and then Kuina's like, you know what? I'm actually really jealous of you, Zoro. And Zoro's like, the fuck? What do you mean you're jealous of me? And then she starts, it got to her because her dad, she feels like her dad's got a point. She was saying, Zoro, one day you're going to grow up and you're going to be stronger than me, and you will objectively be a better swordsman because of it.
He shuts that whole shit down. He goes, whoa, ain't nobody here from the person who just...
Yeah, Zoro's like, you going to stop right there, bitch. Do you have any idea how hard it is for me to accept the fact that I can't beat you? I'm literally doing everything I can to strive to be a better swordsman because you literally exist. You are everything I want to be right now. How dare you put that shit on my shoulders? You shut the fuck up. All right. And then that's when they keep arguing, or well, not really arguing, but Zoro decides this is it. From here on out, one of us is going to be the best swordsman, and I don't want to hear no fucking bullshit. And then she's like, you know what? Let's do it. Fine. One of us will be the best. We could do it. And then they agree, dude. They're gonna be one of them's gonna be the best swordsman in the world, and then so then we cut to Kuina and Zoro both doing their training montages, and Kuina, you hear in passing that she's like, suddenly she's a lot stronger and she's got a lot more drive, and even her dad's starting to notice it. But in the middle of Zoro's training montage, we find out that Kuina unfortunately
those kids that came out, man,
they really fucking do it to her with the lamest fucking death.
They do give her a pretty lame death, and I mean, at least like in the dub, I kind of like they did like a really gentle voice narration about like, yeah, she was in the storehouse and something must have happened. She like lost her footing when she was walking up the steps, and then they were just like, yeah, what a fucking tragedy, dude. And I liked the tenderness to the moment.
They did it sort of pretty similar. They said that she was going into the storage house to get her whetstone.
Yep, to sharpen her blade.
For some reason, and they were like, why was she trying to get that? That's not what she has no reason to use that, but it's insinuated, I guess, that she stabbed herself with a sword.
Oh, I just assumed she broke her neck on the fall down the stairs. That's what I assumed.
Well, that too, but if you're getting a whetstone, you're sharpening something.
Well, she doesn't have to be carrying it with her.
You don't know that.
That was my.
I think it's predominantly presumed that she broke her neck while trying to retrieve the whetstone, but I definitely had. I mean, I haven't heard that before. Where maybe she was sharpening it to kill herself. I hope that's not it.
What? No, she was just holding it. She tripped, and then the sword went.
She was holding it and sliced her.
Oh,
that's what he's saying.
I believe that. I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, I could believe it too, but it's not the first thing I thought of.
Right. Yeah. I think most. I know in the community, at least, most people just assume that when they were talking about it, that she cracked her neck on the stairs. But yep. And then I also made a note of when that kid shows up to tell Zoro the bad news. Man, dude, what all three of them.
There's a whole group of them.
That was a haunting little image right there with like the way they're drawn and shit like that. I don't know.
The whole funeral procession kind of has that too. Like the few faces.
Yeah. Then the whole funeral thing goes through, and Zoro's like he's fucking defeated as shit. But he goes back to the dojo. He's just in a fucking rage. He can't control himself. He's beating the shit out of everybody. He goes through more training montages. He's channeling his frustration in a way that I guess only Zoro can understand.
This is also the first most realist thing we get in the show.
I would agree.
Like even Usopp's thing wasn't really that serious because like it was more emotional than actual like a deadpan, straightforward fact.
Right, yeah. I mean, this is literally like just one of your best friends dies, and you have to live with it. That's pretty real shit. It happens. And so when Zoro's out here doing his training thing, and Dojo Dad comes to find him to talk, he's like, "Hey, why don't you come join me in the dojo for a quick sec?" So then they cut to inside the dojo, and what I found very interesting is that Dojo Dad never actually looks at Zoro until after they. Like later in the scene, he is always looking directly at a wall because I feel like it's supposed to symbolize like him facing it.
He said it into the sub. He was like, "Oh, it's when I look at you, I see like my daughters or anything."
Yeah. I see my daughter every time I look at you, and I just can't, dude.
Feels nothing but pain.
He feels nothing but pain because he failed her as a father, and he fucking, and of course that's his daughter, so of course he's like fucking broken over it, and so Dojo Dad does thank Zoro for giving his daughter drive because he mentioned that she had a significant change in her attitude ever since Zoro came around.
Yeah, she became stagnant until she was challenged.
Exactly.
No, it was like she was arrogant. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the strongest person here," but then she realized, "Oh yeah, this guy's getting super strong out of nowhere. He just started."
And then that inspires her to actually fucking give a shit about what she's doing. And then Zoro starts bawling, and he's just like, "Sensei, I want the sword. I'm going to take that sword, and for the both of us, we made a promise that one of us was going to be the strongest swordsman. She can't do it anymore, so I'm going to take her sword, and I'm going to do it for us. All right?" And then Dojo Dad looks back at the sword, and he's just like, "Is that right?" And he's like, "You can have this. Take it, kid. I like the cutting edge Jim." And then after Zoro accepts the blade, he balls again. We get a flash forward over to Zoro looking at his training ground, and he does that sweet slash on the rocks, cuts those rocks in half.
He has finally perfected the Zoro.
He has perfected his signature move, the Zoro.
8 years.
I think it took like 8 years, right?
Yeah, 8 years,
something like that. Mm-hmm. And then Dojo Dad comes out to see Zoro, and Zoro's like, "It's time, Sensei. I'm out of here." And then the Dojo Dad's like, I understand, kid." And then that's when Zoro parts ways with his old sensei, and we cut back to the present where Usopp and Luffy are practicing firing. Well, mostly Luffy. He completely missed his reef that he was aiming at, and Usopp's like, "Bruh, you gotta let the master do it. You gotta let the master try this shit." And then he gets it on the first try, and then that's when
he goes,
like,
"Oh, wait, I got it."
I like how he makes a comment. I was like, "Oh shit, I actually hit."
Yeah, he's like, "I actually did it. I almost can't believe it."
I mean, yeah, it's definitely 100% got it.
Yeah, I totally tried to do that because fucking Usopp's nothing but a gag, right? And no, so then Luffy's like, "All right, that's it. That settles it. You're the sniper." And he's like, "Wait, sniper? I thought I was the captain." He's like, "Get the fuck out of here." So then we cut over to them in their kitchen quarters or whatever on the ship. And Luffy's talking about, what we really need. And then Nami's like, "Yeah, I know what we need. We got to get somebody to cook for us."
No. She goes,
she don't even go that far.
She goes, "Yep, if you do it, if you pay me enough, I'll do it." And Zoro was like, it is an essential person to have on a long trip.
And Luffy's like, "Yup, we need a musician." And I'm like, "Bet, dude, I'll join. Let me do it. I'll sing with you, Luffy. I know some pretty good songs." And then we hear some ruckus coming out from outside, and some random dude starts spouting nonsense like, "How dare you try to attack my partner, you assholes!" And then everyone's like, "What the fuck's going on out there?" So they check it out, and Zoro's like, "Wait a minute, I think I know that voice." And then he's going up against the rest of the Straw Hats. We find out that after they have a little spat, that Zoro comes outside. He's like, "Johnny," and then the dude who's apparently named Johnny is like, "Wait a minute, it's Big Bro Zoro. What are you doing here?" And then they cut. That's the end of the episode,
and we're done.
In the sub, he assumed that he killed Zoro.
No,
he assumes that
because Zoro goes, "Why aren't you traveling with so and so?"
No, before that, like when he first met.
No, the guy thinks he killed his partner.
No, Johnny has an actual partner.
Oh, okay.
Zoro, because
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I was saying. Zoro goes like, "Hey, where's what's his name? I don't remember his name, but Zoro says his actual name, and then they never actually answer that, but it's assumed at that point that that guy is the partner Johnny talks about when he comes up and goes, "You killed him. Why would you do that?"
Why are you tagging my partner? Yeah,
Yeah.
we believe.
Okay.
I believe Zoro. Why are you not traveling with Yosuke? I believe
It's also mildly
Yeah.
infuriating that they just got that ship. It's already being damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
The railings are gone.
the first of many.
Those railings destroyed by nothing.
pretty much.
All right, so golden meat, boys. Wait, you know what? Let's just call it the ham bone. Let's skip the golden part.
The ham bone of the week.
Yeah, ham bone.
The ham bone of the week.
All
What's
right,
the ham
I can
bone?
live with that.
I can do it.
I had two options for this, and it's mainly and it's entirely for iconic things in the series purposes. One is the first one is Mary for designing the slash I guess Kaya for giving them the going Mary in the first place, or Usopp for making the flag. Those are my two propositions
Damn,
here.
you like the artistic boy, huh?
I like the artistic boy. I'm just saying.
What about you?
I mean, for me, it wasn't necessarily about either of those. Mine was, if I were to give it to someone, it'd probably be Zoro, just because you could see, just in there's visual after Kaya or not Kaya, however you pronounce her name,
Kuina.
after her death, just you could just feel and taste his rage, and just seeing the raw emotion. Like I don't know what out of all the episodes, it got to me the most. And so I honestly
You understand more of his stoic nature.
yeah, understand, like it really emphasizes why he's a badass, why he's strong, why he has this like boar-like rage
I feel it.
when he fights. That's it's the origin, and because of that, it's just that much more impactful.
I feel it.
Like cool, like the flag and like the ship, yeah, like ooh staples. But to me, it's like of the more impactful things. Like those are cool. Like see, like oh we have a flag, cool. That one I feel like was more impactful to the characters.
All right, what about you, Simi?
I'm not sure.
Not even gonna meme?
I'm not gonna meme.
What do you mean, me?
All right,
Simi's never memed in his life.
The defining vote. What about you, Brendan?
I'm gonna give it to Kuino. If it wasn't for Kuino, we wouldn't have Zoro doing like literally anything in life.
Gonna give it.
I gotta give it to Kuina, even though she died.
Nah, I want to give it to either Usopp or Zoro. I like the Usopp bit towards the end of that.
If it's between them, I would pick Usopp. As much as I like Zoro, even though like that was kind of like his time to shine in his story, I just like we got a new crew member. It's time.
I didn't really care for
the flag maker.
I didn't really care for that one. I feel like it was emphasized enough throughout his little arc in comparison to the 3 episodes. While the Zoro's flashback episode,
I mean, if you want to go with that, the first episode that we watched for this week was the closure of Usopp's arc.
that's what I mean.
And all of the impact of his arc.
I didn't feel like it was as impactful personally.
I will give it
Because again, I also don't really care for Usopp as a character.
he's pretty cool. I like him. He has some moments.
I love Usopp. I'm always an Usopp fan.
Like, Usopp probably makes you cry more than a bunch of them.
Facts.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll give it to Zoro for now, though, because I really like that backstory. Yeah, a whole episode dedicated to little Zoro.
What's the
I
tally?
feel like it was tasteful. That's the reason why I liked it. It was tasteful. It got to the point. You felt something, and it was again, it was just one episode because that's all it needed.
Yeah, the thing is that I wish they would have done that with Usopp too, giving us a whole episode of just the little dude.
Yeah, but instead they gave him like half an episode.
Yeah, he's the only one of all of them that they don't give him a full backstory episode.
But I mean, he doesn't really do anything eventful in his backstory. There's no real point. He just runs around yelling and crying.
They could have done it, but I don't know why they.
I mean,
didn't
they
flesh
could
it out
have leaned in a little bit to like kind of set the mood a little bit. Really, dude, he just kind of like starts spouting about. You just get Mary talking about it. Like, it could have. There's a lot of ways they could have did that narrative better.
Yeah, it could have been better.
They didn't. They didn't need to. It could have been better.
I'm not saying it couldn't have been better, but I feel like just because it wasn't done better.
As a way it was presented, Zoro was better.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So we have 2 Zoro, 1 Usopp, 2 Usopp.
I can be swayed for Zoro because I do like Zoro better as a character. I was just giving it on the iconic nature of the flag making was why I initially proposed Usopp.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I can be swayed to Zoro.
Pretty much gone Zoro route.
Yeah,
So,
I can give it to either Zoro or Usopp.
So-
I
so
would
you
probably
agree
say
with this?
Usopp only because I'm partial to Usopp on like 90 fronts, but I'm totally down for giving it to Zoro.
Stallone, you agree with this? We had the Zoro hand bone.
Sure.
Matter. He
I
gets
agree
it.
with
That's
this.
okay.
All right.
All right. Now we got the quotes.
There's no
All
more
right.
Django, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
There's no more Django to vote for.
Django doesn't appear for like another 200 episodes. And even then, not
Man.
even. All right. So we got 2 quotes here. I thought I had 3. I only have 2. So in the episode 17, right after Usopp comes rolling down the hill, right?
Yeah.
They come across and he goes, "Hey, you can come aboard the ship." It's like Usopp's like, "Cool, I'll do it." And then he has like a short little conversation with Kaya, and he tells her, "You're gonna tell me not to go, right?" And then she goes, "No, I'm not gonna do it." He's like, "Oh, well, I better leave now before I change my mind."
He's
That's the next one.
That's good.
Yeah. That's pretty
My favorite in that little transaction of theirs was when
His-
he's talking about his new lies are going to be fucking weirder than his old lies because this is
Yeah.
One Piece and there absolutely will be.
He's like, "I'm gonna come back and do." So the line is, "I should leave before I change my mind," and it's really nice. It shows like he's just borderline scared of everything.
Yeah, he's a scaredy cat.
And then the next one is another Usopp moment. Oh wait, no, Luffy moment. When he's making the flag and he shows them, right, and then Zoro's explaining, "All right, a Jolly Roger is supposed to represent fear and terror unto your enemies, right?" And then Nami goes, "I do feel terror, but it's from this art."
Yeah, that happened. I mean, I definitely feel scared of something, but
it's from the
it's
talent.
the rock.
It's your art talent. Stick to punching things.
All right,
Yeah, I feel
which one
that.
of those you think is better?
As much as I like the good topic, that's a solid fire meme right there. So I'm going with number 2, baby.
I'm going with the artwork. I'm going with the Jolly Roger.
It's just
We
the
love that
funny-
Jolly Roger, baby.
He goes, "Ta-da!"
Ta-da!
I'm
Well,
proud
proud of it too.
I'm definitely
Stop
scared
it.
of something after looking at
So
that.
be tired. All right. Anybody else want to add another category to this?
No,
Let's take a moment.
No.
I'm good, man.
All right. So next
I'm
week,
chilling.
you guys want to go bring in your own category quotes, and let's see which one wins.
Are we we're watching the movie though, right?
Oh yeah, next week we're watching the movie.
Couldn't just leave it as a surprise, huh?
Oh,
All the
fuck.
viewers.
Nah,
Man, are they still listening to this? We cut it off already by now.
So backstory.
Don't cut that
the
out.
movie came out around the same time that this episode came out.
Man,
episode-
you're giving away good intro material for next week.
No, I'm just prefacing. Next week we're doing the movie, the official One Piece movie.
All right, Dylan, cut the rest out.